Yes, hello everybody. Welcome back to vidIQ and our Tuesday channel audit live streams. You are here with the host, with your absolute least, Rob here, educating you on your YouTube journey. And if you are a regular here, I don't know if you noticed, but that was a slightly new intro. I shortened it by over the half of its original length, and I added some new graphics. Celebrations. Yes, thank you very much. Thank you very much. You are here for episode, I believe, 19. It might be 18. I forgot to count before we went live, but let's go with episode 19 of 2022. And what we do here every single Tuesday is we invite you into our lecture hall, our learning theater, our classroom of YouTube wisdom, experience, and education, where we share with you what we know to hopefully help you grow your channels on your YouTube journey. And I have a question to kick this one off. I'm going to try and remember to do this every single week going forward, and I'm going to ask it to my co-host in the immediate future. What was the first thing you did when you woke up this morning, as long as it's PG, safe for work? I will tell you what I did just to kick this off. I watched the latest episode of Better Call Saul. It's in its final season. It's ramping up to an amazing ending. I'm not going to spoil any of it, but I like to call Better Call Saul the slowest burn television ever, but also some of the greatest television in history. I'm going to now invite my first guest gaming expert and the eyebrow aficionado. Hey, Dan, how's it going? Don't cover your eyebrows. Everybody loves what you do with your eyebrows. How are you doing?
You said it had to be PG, so I just thought.
Oh, that's a good point. Good point.
I'm doing good. I love Better Call Saul. Just watched it last night. And the part where, okay, like, did you see the part where they revealed that one?
Oh, I think
okay, fine. No spoilers, whatever. You can kick me out all you want. I won't spoil it, but it was pretty cool if you're watching it. And then this morning I showered.
So you did something practical. You made sure you smelled fresh and confident for this live stream. Great to hear. Introducing next, the most enthusiastic man on YouTube. It is the one and only RKOing your face into YouTube oblivion. It's Viper.
Ooh, what's up, people? This is your boy Viper, executive producer of the IQ, and we are live. But before we get started, I just want to break some hearts real quick. Just so you all are aware, so there's no confusion here. When you are replying to a vidIQ Twitter tweet or whatever, there's a 99% chance that I am the one replying to you. I know some of y'all think it's Rob. I do use his gift though, because he has such good gifts, and I really haven't had a chance to make gifts of my own. So I just use all his gifts, and they're so good. But yeah, usually it's me replying on vidIQ Twitter account, because I tweet and I reply. So it's usually me. But Rob does see him though, just so you guys know. It's not like he doesn't see him. He sees the tweet.
So if you want a personal reply from Viper today, he's guaranteeing it you, and send us a DM, a tweet. Do it right now.
Oh, don't treat
we are putting Viper under the microscope. He's going to reply to every single tweet that you send to us today at vidIQ, of course. Viper, what was the first thing you did this morning?
You know, I don't know where you got this from, but usually when I wake up, the first thing I do is check my phone, which I think a lot of us do. Usually I check Twitter, oddly enough.
I usually check the YouTube studio and see how many hours views per hour the channel's getting. That is very unhealthy, and that's the first thing I do every single morning. But what about all of you? What are you doing this morning? Has anybody told us what they're doing this morning? Bring it up on chat if anybody's seen anything. I don't think anybody's willing to volunteer.
There's a lot of people who check their YouTube when they wake up, which is that's a little weird for me.
I don't know if this is PG, but let's go with it. Homie Carnell says he goes P. I'll be honest, I'm getting older. I need to do that in the middle of the night these days, like 3, 4 a.m. I've got to take a pit stop at that time.
Yep.
Unfortunately. Yeah, so here we go. Checking YouTube studio from Watch Wrestling, of course. And we have PS Row DYT uploaded something. The first thing they did was upload a video. Wow, that is commitment.
You can schedule those, you know.
That is true. Yes, you don't have to bother doing that. Very, very true. G Wolf United Gaming put the kettle on. The question is, what was in the kettle? I ask you that as a weird, interesting
It was an empty
question.
kettle. They didn't say they filled the kettle. It's just empty.
Somebody here said they go to school. Who was that? Somebody said they go to school. Whoever you are. Yeah, there we go. Stay in school, chump, is Gaming Ronin 05. Good for you. School is very, very important. And what else have we got here? Someone had a cuppa. Yeah, Clone Brother Reviews. What sort of cuppa did you have? Oh, and finally, not least here, some very interesting. We want to know more about this. From the Danger KW, your bed fell apart and you fell out of it this morning. Worrying, concerning. We wish you the very best of luck.
Sounds like the title of their next video.
There we go. That title generator there. Good call, Dan. Good call. All right, folks. So welcome here to vidIQ Tuesday Channel Audit live stream. There's 400 of you already watching. If you are new here, do introduce yourself in the chat. If you are a regular here, make sure to welcome all of those new creators. And we're just going to quickly explain how all of this works in 60 seconds to cover the next 2 hours. Welcome to the vidIQ Channel Audit live stream, where we review your YouTube channels. To submit your channel for review, make sure to fill out the right form linked in the video description. Note that we clear these forms after every live stream, so make sure to resubmit the following week. Channel audits are free, so please don't send us a super chat or spam us in a chat expecting a review. If there are alternative ways to get picked for an audit, we will let you know during the live stream. If we don't get around to reviewing your channel today, vidIQ has a channel audit tool working 24/7 with you. Make sure to download our tools and use the 30-day free trial using the link in the video description. If you submit your channel for review, expect the following. We are sharing nothing more than our knowledge, experience and passion as fellow YouTube creators. I want to give a huge shout out to all of our moderators who do a phenomenal job every single week. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As for all of you, well, thumbs up if you enjoy this live stream, subscribe if you love it, and if you know of a fellow creator who may find all of this stuff useful, please do share it with them. And with all of that being said, let's start auditing your channels. As usual, housekeeping is as follows. We continue to support Creators for Peace, assisting the millions of displaced children in the Ukraine. There is a link probably to the left. No, is it to the right of your screen or underneath the screen, depending on if you're on mobile or desktop? Thank you, Dan, for those random pointing directions. So any super chats, donations go directly to that cause. Thank you in advance. We get about 500 plus submissions every single week. So we can't audit every single channel. So what I recommend you do is bring up your channel on a second screen if you can. Dan, it's like we're in a... Are we taking off or something? Are you going to show us where the emergency exits are as well? How cool is this? Bring up a second screen and make sure to review your channel as we're auditing all sorts of channels, be it tech, travel, gaming, animation, because many of the things we talk about are just fundamentals that you can apply to your channel. And also, just check in on the Twitter notification feed. We haven't had any questions or anything coming for Viper just yet, but we will be keeping an eye on that. So do make sure to tweet as much as possible. Oh, here we are. If we are talking first things, I don't think slip and slide time with the wife is what you... Okay, I'm not sure.
You said you wanted it to be PG, and then you checked Twitter.
Can you read the non-PG one?
Oh my goodness.
Moving on. Let's talk about vidIQ itself. We're not just a channel auditing service.
Nope, not anymore.
No, certainly not. We have a collection of amazing tools, and I want to show you 2 of those tools right now. Dan and I had an excellent conversation with Ed on Friday. Phenomenal live stream, and it was all about how Ed previously was failing at YouTube, but he's worked out how to succeed. And so we were thinking, what kind of titles could we use for this video? So I just typed in a very simple phrase, fail at YouTube, and I use my title generator to bring up these suggestions, such as the ultimate guide to failing on YouTube. That's an interesting title. That'll probably get some clicks if you were able to combine it with an interesting thumbnail. YouTuber fails and wins at the same time. I'm wondering who that could apply to. Certain creators who've certainly done that. But if I wasn't happy with any of these titles, I could click refresh and we could get a bundle more title suggestions. 10 ways to make your first YouTube video fail. Yeah, we're really talking about failure today. And actually, failure on YouTube tends to get a lot of clicks. Whatever title you choose, you should be combining it with your thumbnail. And down on the right-hand side here, we have this tool called Thumbnail Preview. So I've typed in YouTube failure. I click preview and search. And what this is going to do is combine your title and your thumbnail with the rest of the competition on YouTube. So Jevon Dovey is at the top here in the search rankings, why you will fail on YouTube. And if we rank second, this is how our thumbnail and title would look. And we've very much gone for the graphical illustration of failure with subscribers, whereas others have gone for the face and the serious look. Does ours stand out versus the competition? That's what you can determine before you've even pressed publish. So do make sure to check out these two tools, which are the title generator and the thumbnail preview tool. And as an extra bonus, that's right, folks, an extra bonus, if you are a brand new customer to vidIQ, you can take advantage of 30 days of a free trial, getting access to all of the vidIQ tools. There is a link in the description. Make sure you use it for all of that goodness. And with all of that talking and with all of that amazing... Whoops, that's the wrong button. All of those amazing offers. It's time to start actually auditing your channels.
You know what, Rob?
Hey.
Before we begin, since you guys were talking about a Better Call Saul, you were talking about Dan and Emergency Exits. There's a very good show on HBO Max called The Flight Attendant. Y'all should check that out. It's very, very good.
Has that got Kelsey Kuko in from The Big Bang Theory?
That is
Kaylee,
that is her.
I think. Yeah, Kaylee.
Okay,
All right.
yeah.
We're done with the TV suggestions. Let's do some channel auditing. The first channel we're going to audit goes by the name of Carolina Love Unboxing Creativity. This was the first channel to submit through the forms that are now available in the description. Do make sure to fill it out because we'll be auditing more channels randomly later on in this live stream. But since I've talked a lot in the first 30 minutes of this live stream, I'm going to pass it over to Dan, who's then going to pass it over to Viper for your thoughts on this channel.
Tis an unboxing channel, one would assume. So can we scroll down to see some of the recent videos? I'm seeing they're doing premieres. I'm seeing so many videos where I'm kind of wondering what it is they're going to be doing, because sometimes, most times, it seems like because of the banner, I know it's unboxing, but otherwise it looks like a vlog, like just a standard vlog where they're just kind of talking about their day. Mother's Day gift ideas under $30. Okay, how to make homemade taffy for beginners. Okay. All right. So I think my bit of advice before I pass it over to Viper would be to go back to the title and thumbnail strategy drawing board. I do like they're using custom thumbnails, and I do like that. I do appreciate that they're trying to have the thumbnail and the title kind of play off each other a little bit. But just looking at the thumbnails alone, I'm missing, like, it should be more clear what I'm getting into, right? Like, I'm missing that unboxing kind of element. And then sometimes they're not unboxing things. Like homemade taffy is kind of like a cooking channel thing. That's not really... I wouldn't say like that's an unboxing kind of video. And then it looks like the drape fit is like the video you have coming out soon here. That looks like a proper unboxing video. And it's a little more like, I guess it's kind of hard. It's like a dark bag or something. So it's kind of hard to see it, but it makes a little more sense. You're holding up the thing that you're going to unbox. You got a big smile and everything. And, you know, hopefully drape fit is a searchable term, so it's going to reach the right people. So I would like to see more of that. So that I could definitely go on, but I want to give Viper a chance to jump into.
So this channel, from where I'm looking at, has a lack of focus. I don't know what I'm getting either. And when I look at the banner and it says unboxing and creativity, like, what are you unboxing? Like, what does that mean? Are you unboxing arts and crafts? Are you going to teach us how to make things? Like, I don't know what I'm getting when I look at the banner. Is you just have a picture of a bunch of boxes. I mean, that doesn't tell me much. So I guess the number one thing we need to figure out with your channel is, when I land on your channel, what am I going to get? And off the initial look of it, I don't know. So I think you need to work on that. And then, like Dan was saying, the titles and the thumbnail definitely could you work, because a lot of time, again, even with the titles, I don't know what I'm going to get. You have unboxing, book drop. I mean, okay, so you got Bethany Beach Books Alicia, and that one you have the type of book that we're gonna get. And then you have the you got drape fit, you got all types of stuff going on. there's like no like content on this channel. And when you have a channel that's kind of all over the place, it makes people that land on it, they don't know. And if they don't know, they are less likely to stick around with you because they don't know what to expect. I've talked to you all before about when people land on your channel, they need to know what to expect from you if you want them to stick around, because if they have to guess what your next upload is going to be, chances are they're not going to stick around for that because you're too scattershot. So I would suggest channel focus is in order for the creator.
I would agree with both of you here. When you look at the channel and the thumbnails, you don't get that instant, I know what this video is about, or I know what this channel is about. I looked at the about section and it talks about clothing, crafts, cooking boxes. I think what's most interesting here is the subscription style products that they're getting. And I'm wondering if the channel should be repitched as a channel that reviews subscription style services, because we kind of know what those are instinctively. And Dan, you've talked about this before in terms of a viewer or a potential viewer shouldn't have to think when they see a thumbnail. It should be instinctive. And I take this example. This is an example. Don't forget this. All right, I understand that messaging. I see this, but I have no idea what it does. I don't know what problem this solves or why I should be interested in it as a viewer. Maybe it's because I don't know what a taffy is and I'm being completely thrown by that. But I'd like to see how this solves an issue or what the final product is. And Dan, you were looking at this one, the drape fit. Mm-hmm. I think the creator's trying to hold back too much in the thumbnail. I'd much rather see them wearing the dress or like the pattern of it, maybe close in or something along those lines. I feel as if the creator is trying to hold too much back in the video itself, where there should be being a lot more explicit and explain more in the thumbnails and the titles.
That I agree completely. And then one last thing I think I would say is just target audience, and we're giving you a lot to work on here, so kind of
definitely
one step at a time. But the happily date box, and it says like date prep in the thumbnail, I'm assuming that appeals to a certain kind of audience, whereas the drape fit might appeal to a different kind of audience. So like one's about maybe you could see someone unboxing that who has like a dating advice blog, and the drape fit being like more of a, you know, clothing or textile kind of channel, right? So I would be unboxing things that appeal to the same kind of person over and over again. What that means is that your house is full of crap that you don't necessarily need, but welcome to the life of a YouTube unboxer. Even tech creators, they got stuff everywhere. You know, and Viper, what do you do with tech products that you unbox, but you don't necessarily have like a use for them?
they think collect dust usually.
But could you give those to a friend, or could you
give them away,
resell them?
Oh yeah, absolutely, definitely.
If you want to go through that trouble, you could always do that. So you kind of have like, let's say if you're a clothing unboxing channel, you have a clothing rack that, you know, you unbox it, you do the video with it. But if you don't necessarily want to keep it and it served its purpose, you could always bring it to a reseller or something like that.
Dan, let's just stick on this point a little bit longer. I want the three of us here to think up of some target audience-based questions that would help define this creator's ideal viewing candidate. So, for example, my question to the creator would be, is your viewer single, looking to get into a relationship, married? So like, what is their current status? And I ask that because of this happily date box. I could be completely wrong. There might be nothing to do with dating, but I want to try and get an idea of where the ideal viewer is in terms of relationships. Dan, what might be your target audience question?
It's kind of like, who do they want their target audience to be? So my question would be, do you want your target audience coming to you for cooking type of advice? Meaning, are you somebody who enjoys unboxing these different kits that come in where you prep your own meal? Do you enjoy making taffy and things like that? Do you want to attract that kind of viewer for every single video? For like, do you want your channel full of people who are interested in that kind of content?
And Viper, what would be your target audience question?
I guess I would try to ask the creator, are you a reviewer or are you a presenter? Because you have unboxings and you have reviews.
Right.
So what are you trying to do? Like, are you trying to teach people how to do something, or are you just trying to show off different products to the people? Because those are two completely different things.
So yeah, what is the viewer intent? Are they looking to learn something, maybe purchase something, or are they looking to learn more about you as a creator, your personal life? And I think the two can be merged, but I think there has to be a clear goal in the thumbnail and the title. Once you get into the content, then you can start to play around a bit with those different branches of content delivery. But yeah, I think there's 3 excellent questions there for the creator to answer. And that is Carolina Love. And that's what we do here. That's how we audit your channels. We try and get you thinking about how viewers are coming across your channel, having first impressions. And we do all of that through love and constructive criticism. Moving on to the next channel then. This is the first gaming channel that's submitted this week. And Dan, this is a really interesting one. Other than I'm not sure how to pronounce this channel name, so I'm going to say Tools.
I think it's Tools spelled wrong.
Tools. What do you think Tools spelled wrong does on YouTube then?
I'm seeing animation. It looks like they have a character that they've kind of taken, like just a templated character, and they've repurposed that template for all kinds of fun little animations, which is really cool, actually.
Yeah, all shorts as well, I think. Shall we, since it is a short, shall we play one? Maybe get an idea of what's going on. All right, let's do Don't Hate Fortnite Animation. I think the...
It's looping now.
I think that was a loop. Yeah. Did you hear the sound there, by the way? Did we get that?
I did. Interesting. So this is a really good start. They're starting to get a lot of subscribers, and this is the kind of content you can't get anywhere else. You can't, like, this person's animation and style and humor is unique to them. So this person is doing a lot like what Jake Fellman did, right? Like, just they took their personality and found a way to portray it on YouTube. Like, this is very, very highly unique content. So now the question is, how do you get it seen? And they went the route of shorts, which is great because shorts does a lot of the work for you. It just puts your content out there. All shorts is trying to do is find people who would watch this video perhaps more than once, watch more than one video from you. And they have a lot of videos that have over 1,000 views, which is really, really good. So when it comes to shorts, we're not going to be talking about really thumbnails or titles that much for that matter. What we're more focused on is the content itself. And from what we just saw, they are experimenting with loops because that video moved in such a way where we almost missed it. We almost ended up watching it multiple times, which is what you want. In shorts, if you get people to watch multiple times, it's going to tell YouTube, hey, people really, really like this. And YouTube themselves encourages people to have shorts that loop. So that's awesome. I guess what I would wonder is, so like, can we see the he's building that's cute Fortnite animation?
Which row is this?
The second video.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah.
Nope.
Wait, come back here.
Oh, shit.
I'll be back.
Okay. Interesting. So a couple comments there. So I don't know enough about Fortnite to say like specifically if that would appeal to the audience. But what I did feel during watching that was a bit of confusion.
Yeah.
It was hard to know what the problem was and why, like, this character's worried and this other character's trying to stop them. And then it's really like the story is a bit lost on me a little bit.
I watched another shot and I got the same feeling. I think I watched this Getting Tired of Shooting Targets. So we'll let this one play.
So far, I'm in.
What
the? Okay, a little more understandable.
I didn't get that at all. But I think what you're right there is that maybe they haven't quite got the execution of the content, right? You know, the animation's there, but the storytelling perhaps isn't quite there yet. But that's not a criticism or a problem.
Yes.
The more the creator does this, the more they're going to figure it out. And I think what I would suggest here is just try and keep the story even simpler. whatever it is you're trying to tell us in each one. And I think it's going to make it more accessible to complete layman's like me, because I'm bought in by the animation. The animation is incredible, really highly polished, but the story's a little lacking as of now.
Like, what I want you to do is go to Jake Fellman's channel. I want you to constantly like pick apart some Jake Fellman videos, because Jake Fellman's channel is the same kind of concept as what you've got going on. They're making videos that tell a story, right? So there's a beginning, a middle, and an end in these otherwise very short videos. And whether you've played Among Us or not, or whether you've played Five Nights at Freddy's or not, the story always makes sense. It's storytelling first. So that's what I think you need to work on. And the reason we're so hung up on this is because YouTube is going to show your shorts to whomever. So we can't sit here and talk about your titles or your thumbnails, because people aren't really finding your shorts that way. They're finding them by watching them. And if they're going to watch your short, then it's going to need to kind of draw them in. And right now I feel like that you should have videos that are in the hundreds of thousands of views. Easily. You easily have the talent for that animation wise. It's the storytelling that's holding these videos back. So that's your big focus, I think, is storytelling. Like, even if I've never played Fortnite before, I should see that, yes, it's a Fortnite reference, but it doesn't matter. What matters is the characters are in a situation, and there needs to be a conflict and a resolution. And then the last thing I'll say on that topic, by the way, and you should definitely go back to the community tab, because there's something else I just want to point out. The last thing I'll say on that topic, though, is when you do these to be continued shorts, I have another channel I follow that does this. It doesn't work. Like, for me as a viewer, I never, ever get pushed the follow-up. And even though I watch these channels and their shorts regularly, they do it to be continued. I never see the other half of it. I always end up picking up their content 4 or 5 videos later. And I don't go to the channel to find the other half of it. So I've been seeing people do to be continued content. I'm willing to be wrong on this, but from my personal experience, I have not been served the part 2 of any YouTube short to be continued video. This is a new feature.
Yeah.
Have you seen this, on mobile?
I haven't got it yet. But I'm looking forward to testing that out.
Yeah, it's on mobile, and that's the only disappointing thing. But multiple photos on the community tab was on mobile first too. So I think eventually we'll get it on desktop. But yeah, really excited about this.
Just to clarify what this is picture polls. So you'll be able to upload pictures and get people to choose between them. I'm wondering how this looks on a mobile. I bet this takes up quite a lot of real estate when you're scrolling through the feed as well.
Yeah.
It should be interesting.
You know what's funny about it is I feel like YouTube heard us and got confused, because what I wanted was a photo to attach to a poll. I didn't need photos to vote on in the poll. You know what I mean? So now you have to like kind of look very carefully to see what you're voting on, depending on how complex the picture is.
Can you name it? Like, does it have to be option 1 and option 2 and option 3, or can you name the poll?
Oh yeah, I don't know.
We shall see when we get the tool. Anyway, that is Tools, our first gaming channel of the week. We are now going to go to Viper for his expertise on Sinogard. This is a long time live stream viewer, always on Twitter as well. So love it when we can pick out channels to AUDIT who've been supporting us for a while. They have 1,400 subscribers. It's very clear from this, Viper, that they are a Spider-Man / Marvel aficionado channel.
Yeah. So like Rob saying, one of the reasons why I picked it out, because as I was looking through the channel, the name jumped out of me almost immediately, because again, I'm on vidIQ social media, and this dude is interacting with us almost daily, and I see him on a live stream all the time. So it was easy for me to pick it out. All right. So about this channel, when I go to your most popular content, like one thing like evidently immediately jumped out of me is that content that you do about Spider-Man 2, the upcoming Spider-Man 2 game. People are loving that content.
Yeah.
I don't know why you went away from it, but every time you do a video about Spider-Man 2 or what's to come, you get hundreds of thousands of views, man. So I'm going to need you to go back to doing that. Now, obviously, I know you do other Spider-Man content, but none of it is getting near the views that your Spider-Man 2 video get. Look, you got 205,000 views on that first one, 34,000 on that one, 20. I mean, bruh. I mean, the people are literally telling you what they want from you right here as I'm looking at it. And it's not like these videos are old. That 205,000 video is a month old, which means this is fresh content. People want you to talk about Spider-Man 2 the game. So that is what you need to do. The people have given you your assignment. The question, Sinogard, is, do you understand the assignment, my dude?
And specifically, the type of content on Spider-Man 2 is, I guess, sort of rumors or like what I would like to see, updates, listicle forms of conversation for this upcoming video. And as you say, Viper, that one there is like their standout right now. 200,000 views only a month ago. I guess what I will say is, if I can just get it back to the most recent ones, I thought they'd done, when I looked at this channel earlier, maybe it was another channel, I thought they'd done like, oh, there we are. So this one here, they did a video on 58 hidden details you missed in Spider-Man No Way Home. So that was the movie that came out 2 or 3 months ago, and it completely tanked. But I guess the difference here is that on the one hand, it's talking about an upcoming video game that still hasn't been released. And then this one is a movie that was released 3 or 4 months ago, and perhaps the trend has gone now. Maybe if you're going to do something like this, it should have been about Doctor Strange, like 58 things you had hidden in Doctor Strange. Obviously, it's going to be very hard to get that footage and do that content right now. But when we talk about channel focus and niching down, as you say, Viper, their assignment definitely is the upcoming Spider-Man 2 video game beyond everything else.
Yep.
It's really tough when like you have these games that the release is so far away.
Yeah.
And you're right now you're first to the punch, and you're looking at an opportunity here to, when the game comes out, if you hit it hard, be the person. You are already building that audience. So anything you do between now and then disrupts that building, I think, because YouTube is, trying to build you some returning viewers, and then you throw out a video about the Spider-Man movie and it's not landing. And so YouTube's like, oh, I thought people liked the Spider-Man channel. And so that's one more time that YouTube counts, I would say, against you, quote unquote, where they're not recommending your content as much. So yes, like Marvel's great, but like Spider-Man movie, Spider-Man video game, I don't think the crossover is there like we would think initially, So what I would suggest is, what if, and this is radical, but sometimes I like to throw out these really big suggestions. What if you only did Spider-Man 2 update kind of content between now and the game's release on this channel?
Yeah.
But anything else you want to do, if you're going to do these like details you missed and things like that, to me, that's another channel. You start a different channel, you don't disrupt the progress of this one, and you only upload to it every so often when there's something to say, when you're inspired, etc. And then you're trying out your other things on the other channel. It's a bold strategy. It's another channel to run. It's a lot to think about. But I'm just worried that if you were to do 5 or 6 more videos in a row where you're covering things you missed or things like that, now we're kind of burning off the audience that was there for the Spider-Man 2 content for the video game.
So Dan, here was my thought.
Okay.
And I'm like 75% of the way with you there.
Okay.
My strategy was to do this, to go to around about 50% Spider-Man 2 content, 50% other stuff. Because what I feel is, if this content creator may drive themselves mad just doing Spider-Man 2 updates and videos, there might not be enough content. But what I would try and do is, since you know that the Spider-Man 2 content gets views, I would do a heavy call to action to your other content through the end screen. And what I mean by that is, let's say if you had a chance to do these 2 videos again, so you do something about the 5 updates of Spider-Man 2, and then I'd do one hidden thing that was in a Spider-Man movie at the end of this video, which has a call to action to one of your connected videos, but not necessarily on the same content, to try and get a bit of a crossover of audience. Because we've tested how powerful end screens can be on really successful videos. If you have a good end screen, you can drive thousands of views to other videos. And I feel as if, because we know what this channel does, I mean, if there was good calls to action on these end screens, I feel as if it could start driving content to the other Marvel-based content.
It could. I mean, if you were, because Spider-Man is Spider-Man. So if you were to take a hidden detail from the movie, but find it in the video game, right? Like if it's in the suit, you could mention at the end of the video, like, by the way, the suit I'm wearing, there's this detail. You see it right here. This was in the movie. Did you know that? And this is just one of many hidden details from the Spider-Man movie. Go check it out right here. See you there, over there. Boom.
There you go.
Into your next
You've
video.
refined my idea, and I love it, Dan. Brilliant thought.
You're right. It's worth trying. But if you exhaust all that and there's just no, for some reason, I feel like that would work. But for some reason, if it doesn't, you know, consider that maybe it's just video game people that you're catering to, and that's okay. You know, totally.
Well, I guess what we're trying to do is bridge the gap between you probably put a similar amount of effort into this video as you did this video, and yet this one's got 20,000% more views.
Yes,
and putting the same effort, and we want to try and figure out how to stop that from impacting your audience and your channel.
100%. Super cool to see videos going over 200K for you. Though.
Yeah. I mean, it's super cool to know that this channel has a superpower, and we know what it is. But how do we? Is this creator prepared to just go down this one avenue of Spider-Man 2 video game footage content, or can they bring their audience into other topics as well?
Can you spin a web to capture?
Hey, Dan. All right.
You said superpower, and I thought you were gonna lean into that, and you didn't.
Yeah.
I had to help.
All right, folks. Can you believe it? We have 575 people watching this live stream right now, but only 400 of you have liked this live stream, which is very, very disappointing. So you need to fix it right now. You're all lemmings. You will do as I say, like this live stream. Moving on. It'll happen, Dan. Look, we're already up to 425. People just will do as I say. 469. They're all the likes. Anyway, let's audit another channel. The 5.0 Baker. Congratulations on 500 subscribers. You will be having your community tab appear right there very soon. Dan, did you pick this one prior to stream?
Yes, I did.
All right, then. Tell us a little bit about what we're seeing here, and then I'll let Viper jump in afterwards.
They said they were a car channel, so I got intrigued, wanted to check it out, and it's kind of that classic thing. Like what I noticed about it was that they're kind of being all car things to all people. And that's kind of what I wanted to address. It's kind of another story of like audience focus. So it looks like they went to a drag racing event, and they got like videos of bad wrecks and things like that. I would have made those shorts, by the way. It just feels like that's really good YouTube Shorts content. But you know, be that as it may, some of them got some excellent views.
Yeah.
And then the videos lately are not doing that. And in my opinion here is that that's because the drag racing content, the drag racing, the community that follows drag racing, similar to like NASCAR and stuff like that, they literally follow drag racing. What I mean is they have RVs and they like travel with the whole group, that they're going all over the country, track to track to track. Like that's like a whole lifestyle for people. So what you're tapping into is a really big niche. We can tell just from the views those videos got. And when you don't have a drag racing event near you, perhaps you're trying other car related content, and you're obviously very knowledgeable. This is obviously an interest to you, but obviously also the drag racing people were like, "Oh, this is not what I want." You know, I want to see the videos of my favorite, you know, dragsters. I don't know what you'd call them, drag racing one another. And it's just not happening. So are you going to wait until there's another drag racing event in your community, or are you going to find some different ways to kind of dive into this niche somehow? And you could do this by following specific teams and giving updates on the things that they're doing, because these are all individual like companies that have these cars, and you know, they all work on them together. Or are you going to get yourself a camper van and follow these guys around and like be at every event you can be during the season? Like there's 100 different ways you can go with this, and it's hard to like tell you what to do. We're not here to tell you what to do, just that the opportunity that I'm seeing is in the drag racing, and otherwise you're making kind of search driven content for fixing cars, doing interesting things with cars, and it's kind of all over the place. And for building up that returning viewership that you need, it's going to be really, really tough this way.
Viper?
All right, just a quick point of order for all of you all. Under no circumstances should you do a giveaway video on your channel, especially put giveaway in the title. Don't do that, because you're going to attract the wrong crowd. And then when they don't win the giveaway, they're going to bye-bye. And then that's that.
Where is this, Viper? Where have you speak? Oh, this one.
Near the top of the video. I think one of the newer videos, the most recent ones have a giveaway in the title.
Oh, hang on. It's because I've done by most popular.
Yeah, so you got the super clean giveaway. Just don't do that. It's not a good idea. You're gonna get the wrong people, and trust me when I tell you, you do not want the wrong people descending upon your content.
So are you saying it's okay to do a giveaway, like if it's within the video, but don't use the giveaway formula as a title and a thumbnail?
Yeah, you don't want to use the word giveaway in your title or thumbnail. You can do giveaway, but try to keep it under the radar.
Yeah.
But besides that, I don't really have too much to say other than what Dan said. Clearly, you found an audience with the drag racing stuff, and that's what they want from you. And the other non-drag racing stuff, they just don't really care about too much. So my advice, similar to what Dan said, would probably be to try to capture more drag racing content if you can do that. And if you can't really be there to capture the content, maybe you can like talk about the different aspects of drag racing and what goes into that. That might be something, because like Dan said, that's a whole community of people out there that follow and are avid lovers of drag racing. So maybe you can get away with doing some other content related to drag racing if you can't be at the particular drag racing itself. So that's pretty much what I have for you. But yeah.
I guess the creator has either created an audience, a brand new audience, or they've created a huge problem for themselves, because those 3 videos that were published a month ago they're the best performing videos on the channel, along with this one from 12 months ago. My guess is a lot of the audience is still coming in. Your entry point into the channel is now these 3 videos. And as you said, Dan, they're going to be these drag racing enthusiasts. Whereas your day-to-day content is more, I think, the passion of fixing, repairing, building certain machines. And although it's kind of like a shared audience in one sense, the Venn diagram is probably very small between people who like to go and watch drag racing and people who actually like to build, construct, repair the vehicles that are in it, assuming that that's what the channel is. So now when people are coming in watching these 3 videos of Cletus McFarland, if that's a person winning something and qualifying, then the next video they see is a compression test on an 89 turbo Fox body Mustang. That's not quite as interesting. And another thing is that that's a 12-minute video versus your relatively short videos, where they're more clips. So you have to consider that as well. Like 10 minutes, 8 minutes is a different investment, and the audience isn't really checking in. I guess having said that, given that you have 500 subscribers, some of these videos are getting decent-ish views, like 300 views isn't too bad, 1,000 views, 400 views. And they all seem to be coming from shorter videos as well. All of the longer stuff, 10 minutes plus 8 minutes, that doesn't seem to get any traction whatsoever. So consider the video length that is encouraging people to watch your content.
The other thing I'll say real quick is that if you're dragging if the videos that kind of popped off for you, the drag racing videos aren't stuff that you want to do full time or for a long term, maybe consider unlisting those, so those don't continue to draw people in. That way the audience can focus on your more relevant content. But that really depends on what you as the creator want to do. That is such a
the obvious advice that we often give, but here I guess is a real spanner in the works of that. Viper, this channel's probably working towards monetization. With 500 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time, can you imagine unlisting them? That would be a tough decision. I think that's where this channel's really got to think about whether they need to pivot based on what's happened in the last month, or, as you say, Viper, continue on with what they've been working on with this channel for at least a year now. Yeah, just under a year. So there we are, the 5.0 Baker. Thanks for submitting your channel. The next channel we're going to look at, and let's start with you this time, Viper. A penny pincher's guide to personal finance. First impressions.
Oh, okay. So y'all know me. I love when I look at the banner and you tell me exactly what I can expect from the channel. So that is your first grade A from Viper. I like that. You're talking about saving and being financially responsible. We can rock with that. Now, if we go down to the thumbnails and the titles, let's see what we got going on here. Clearly, you're doing something right because you almost have 4,000 subscribers, so you're on the right path. Let's see. Your current videos aren't really doing too much, unfortunately. So we need to figure out what's happening here.
So by most popular, see if where the subscribers possibly came from.
All right, you got 30Ks on a 2 months ago video. Okay. How to file a tax extension. Okay. You guys are talking about I think that must be some Bitcoin stuff you're talking about with the Shibu stuff. Okay. IRS and okay. So clearly people want either crypto stuff or IRS stuff from you.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you're talking about starting an LLC. They don't really care about that. Starting on an Amazon KDP. I don't even know what that is.
Yeah.
One mistake almost killed our business. Yeah. Yeah. All right. So every time we do the channel audits, a lot of times what you'll see Rob do is he'll go and he'll look at your most popular videos to see which videos are getting you the most views. And we do that because that tells us what the audience is wanting from you as a creator. And clearly here, they like your Bitcoin content because those seem to get a lot of views, and they like your IRS stuff. I don't know how much more traction you're gonna get from the IRS stuff, given that tax season passed, but you can always make stuff in preparation for next year, I guess, if you want to do that. But it seems like they really are interested in your Bitcoin knowledge. So maybe focusing more on the crypto and the Bitcoin and the Shibu stuff, if that stuff is still relevant. Maybe it's relevant and gone. I don't know. But clearly the Bitcoin content is where you might want to focus your channel, because the other stuff they just don't seem to care about as much.
Well,
what are you thinking, Dan?
Well, when you were scrolling, you did find some more SHIB videos, and they did not perform as well. It could be the thumbnails. It's kind of orange on orange. It's kind of hard to see. So that could have been part of it, but maybe the topic had kind of faded. And
sure,
yeah. I was going to say, I kind of piggybacking on Viper's point there. I think that the crypto NFT crowd, financially speaking, is kind of a different mindset than the people that you seem to be targeting today, talking about LLCs and I would say like higher level like business decisions, you know. So I do think there was a really hard pivot, and they're putting out a lot of content in the last few weeks. It might just be a while, like they might just have to continue to put out that content. But if their older crypto videos are still getting views, that could be confusing as well. So I might unlist those if I'm tired of getting the wrong viewers to my channel. There's like a lot of different directions you can go in this niche, but I think it was a pretty radical pivot from crypto to what you're doing now.
Yep.
I think you summed this up best, Viper, when you were just looking at the first few videos, and we'd established that tax was a strong element of this channel. And then you said how to start an LLC, and you just instinctively said, "But I don't care about that." Mm-hmm. And I feel as if that's what the viewer is doing when this creator jumps from topic to topic. Because in the last 5 videos we've had the 7 best ways to make money online in 2022. That's fairly generic. One mistake almost killed our business. All right, you're talking about your business. Why do I care about your business?
Exactly.
How to make passive income in 2022. Again, that's a very big leap from you going almost bankrupt to passive income. Do I need to form an LLC to make passive income? Would that be the next step for me as a viewer? I'm not sure. And then Amazon KDP. I haven't got a clue what that is. To me, it looks like you're starting to make ebooks just from the thumbnail. So I think this channel hasn't established their ideal viewing candidate yet. And right now, your ideal viewing candidate seems to be somebody who wants to try and get their taxes in order, whether it's tax season or preparing for the next season. And there was a little bit of evidence of it here when we look at this run of videos here, like something about the IRS tax forms, 30,000 views. Crypto taxes. All right, so it's a bit of a leap. You know, it's going a bit more specific, but 500 views. Crypto tax software, you followed up with it, 150 views. Then you were reviewing some sort of app. I'm not sure where the connection is there, but you went back to taxes, 3,000 views. Crypto tax software, 500 views. How to fill out a schedule, form 1040, again, more tax stuff, 2,000 views. And then You did go to how to file your taxes, and this one completely tanked, and this one completely tanked. And I'm wondering at that point, did you think, the audience doesn't want to look at tax stuff anymore, I'm going to move on to the next topic? Maybe it was the thumbnails that did this, because you started to create a consistency in the thumbnails in these ones, and people are probably just seeing a thumbnail and saying, it's another video from the penny pinching channel, I'm going to watch this. And then they didn't quite have the visual association with Vita's next thumbnails. And that's another symptom of a channel, in that every thumbnail looks as if you've started from scratch and looks completely different from the last one. So I think you maybe some consistency really damaged the channel, and now you've got confused about where your channel is because you don't think taxes are working either. So now you're trying to find your next thing, which is why you're doing something about American Express cards, and then Coinbase, and then starting a small business, and then the Gemini Exchange review. Again, 4 very different topics. I think you're waiting to try and find your next hit. Whereas what I would be suggesting, just as a test, is doing another video about taxes using a very similar thumbnail to this and seeing if the audience comes back for it as an experimentation. I said a lot there. Did it all make sense?
Yeah, there's a lot to having that thumbnail familiarity with your audience. Yeah, you went from the 1040 video to the how to file your taxes for the first time. Those are 2 radically different thumbnails, and yeah, sometimes it doesn't work.
I'm curious if just this person changed this thumbnail to look similar to this one. There's probably a timing issue as well here, though. I mean, in the US, is it like April the 1st? Is that the tax deadline?
Well, it's
the 18th now.
Yeah,
Right.
It keeps changing now, but it's mid-April basically.
Yeah.
So it's kind of aligning when these videos would have been useful. Do you know if there's anything going on in the tax world in the US that may be able to capitalize on? Because I'm sure there are other tax-based channels that have this similar problem right now, but they have solutions to it.
I'd be going to that tax channel that was really big a couple years ago. We all knew. What the heck was its name now? I'm sure it'll pop up. Refund delays. Okay, interesting.
So refunds and delays. That's what this channel could test as their next. Like this channel's getting, this channel has 20,000 subscribers, but they're getting 6,500 views from a 4-day-old video. I think there's still money there. Forgive the pun. Yeah, tax refund seems to be something that's currently of interest to viewers.
Yeah, I'd be looking at channels that only cover like taxes and see what they do in the off season. I know there's quarterly taxes, like a lot of like freelancers have to deal with that. So that could be a route. But again, what is that? 4 videos. I mean, 4 quarters in the year. So it's, yeah, I think I could see where they were going, right? With an LLC, that's to them like similar. You start a business, and if you start a business, there's tax benefits to that, and et cetera, et cetera. But it's kind of a stretch for YouTube, I think, for that audience.
Mm-hmm. And then I just think that penny pinchers, that to me, that suggests a certain type of viewer who's very frugal and looking to make savings here, there, and everywhere. And these videos feel a bit more big picture in terms of their planning. So I'm wondering if just the pitch of a channel isn't quite there either. You see, Dan, this is where I play this sound effect. When I get no help. I know you're silently telling me to move on to the next channel, but
I think we did cover quite a bit. I wish I had like a really like gut punch kind of solution for this, but it is going to take, I think, some soul searching for the creator.
All right, then. Where are we? I think we are here. We've had a bumper number of submissions for this live stream, since there are over 500 of you watching. 432 submissions on the non-gaming submission form, and 364 submissions on the gaming submission form. And any notifications for Viper? Yeah.
There's another couple, but nothing too crazy. But before we start, Rob, I do have a question for you.
Kiddies. What's the question?
So I was asking people on Twitter, Rob, what is the worst thing they ever had happen to them in the course of making a video, i.e. losing audio or having a corrupt file or something along those lines? So Rob, I'm going to ask you, what's the worst thing that's happened to you in the event of making a video?
I have never had a fatal error or mistake with not having a microphone on or files being corrupted. I'm really struggling, Viper. I don't know if it's because I film one clip at a time and then edit that makes it so that that's kind of like a fail safe. So I never have big blocks of stuff go wrong. I have accidentally published videos sometimes, like instead of setting it to unlisted, I've actually published one. I've done that a couple of times, which has really annoyed me because it means then I have to make another video to fit the schedule. But yeah, I would say publishing a video by accident or reading out Twitter notifications when I've just said the live stream's PG. I think those are the biggest mistakes I've made in my YouTube career so far.
Dan, you got any horror stories?
I've definitely had the classic, like, oh, my mic wasn't on. That's fantastic. I love that. So yeah, that's pretty boring.
I remember one time I was recording a video and I was just going along recording it. And then when I pulled the memory card out to put in the computer to transfer the file, I lost half of the recording because I did not realize that the memory card had ran out of space. That was rough.
Yeah, so everybody, tweet vidIQ right now and let us know what your well, no, you asked that question this morning, so we're already doing that, Viper, aren't they?
Yeah, they're already doing that.
You know, because obviously, Viper, you've taken over on the social media stuff. We will, like in the upcoming weeks, try and get it more integrated again, so that we can pick the best responses, questions, memes, and have them picked as channel audits. We used to do that in the past, but we've just been a little stressed pulled in all different directions recently with team-wise. But ultimately, we'll get back to that point. It's another reason why we're not picking Discord shout-outs and mentions at the moment. But that will all be coming back very, very soon. Anyway, we were talking about how so many people are watching, and this is how we pick channels now. In the description, there are 2 forms. You can still fill it out. You still got a chance to get picked because this claw is randomly going to pick a channel like this. We take this number and we put it in this form. And as long as you've put your channel URL in correctly, we are going to audit your channel. And I think, completely by coincidence, this is another finance channel. I think they call themselves NGB Jordan Bowens. And let's audit their channel. I'll start again with you, Viper. You don't have to spend too long on it if you just want to give us a couple of thoughts. Then Dan, and then myself.
All right, can we go back to the banner real quick?
Yep. Okay,
so there's just a bunch of portraits and money flying. Doesn't tell me much, but let's go to the videos and titles. See what you got going on here. Live stock market by reading your stop losses or stop losses. Okay. Stocks again. So obviously we're talking about stocks a lot, which is not really my area of expertise, but let's see. We should not be trading. Okay. One thing I will say is that your thumbnails, you have a lot of what's the word I'm looking for? A lot of fluctuation going on. Sometimes you're using stock images, other times you're using images of yourself. I would say I would probably go with using more images of yourself instead of using stock images, because when you use stock images, they just look more generic to me, and I'm more likely as a viewer, to just pass over them because they don't have your face in them. So that's just something that I'm looking at, that I see. So I would say don't use stock images as much. Use more pictures of yourself, but that doesn't mean you can't use them in conjunction. Like what I'm saying is that for the thumbnails that only have the stock images, those I'm likely to skip over. But if you have you on one side of the thumbnail and a stock image on the other side, then that's something that you can do. But just the thumbnail with only the stock images, I'm probably going to pass them over because they look kind of generic. But that's my first thought. The titles, though, aren't really doing much for me because you're talking about the stock market, but you're not giving me as a viewer any value. Like, why should I watch that particular video? All it says is stock market challenge. Like, what does that mean? Like, what am I going to get out of watching the video? So I'm having a hard time discerning what I'm going to get from watching your videos. Like, are they going to teach me about stock markets? Are they going to educate me about something? Like, I don't know what you're doing.
What do you think, Dan?
So I've been just kind of looking at different thumbnails and stuff. What I noticed is some thumbnail wallpaper with the live streams. They're kind of just recycling the live stream thumbnail while they do this challenge.
And title.
330,000. So here's what I would be doing with that. I think that's a really cool concept. I think the idea of a money-making challenge gets people excited. There's a lot of stakes to this. I don't exactly know what these live streams would be like. But obviously you're going to be sitting there and going over your strategy and things like that. What I would be thinking about is the title and thumbnail. I would be drawing an emphasis to how much money you've either made or lost to show a little bit more progress, or your goal for that stream, for example. So if you, let's say you're at $1,200,
Yeah,
like
I agree.
what if your goal for that live stream was $1,500? You know what I mean? Or $3,000? Like try to make it clear that like there's been a progression and I'm striving to do more. You know, it's the 30,000 challenge. You're recycling the same exact video over and over, it looks like, to a viewer just kind of passing by. It almost looks like, oh, I saw that already, even though they're different lengths. That's the only distinguishing factor between each one. So that I would do that. Another thing I would ask, and I know nothing. I know nothing about this whole niche, so please forgive my naivety here. But what I would ask is, if you're doing that live, does it not hurt your progress? Like, can other people screw with you because they see what you're doing? They see that you've like bought a stock. Could they, you know, are you putting yourself in a position where it's harder to do this challenge because it's live? People can follow you and literally invest as well, or sell their investments. It's a very weird problem to bring up, but the reason I bring it up is because I feel like this would make for a good video series. And if the live stream numbers are not where you want them at anyway, maybe retooling this to being a video on demand series could be something you think about doing. You could play with the titles and thumbnails more. You would know what happens by the end of it, so you can really cater that thumbnail and title to be about that video, rather than like, we'll see what happens, 330,000 challenge. I don't know. Again, I might be being naive there. Maybe there's not enough 1,000 viewers could do to screw you up while you're doing that. But I would be nervous about doing that live. But that's just me. This is coming from someone who doesn't know enough.
The one thing I have noticed in their content is it seems to be a mix of them, the creator, giving advice and strategies. 5 reasons you should not be trading. Then the very next video is, he got rich trading crypto, then loses everything. And so that becomes a story journey of somebody else's adventures in finance. And I'm wondering if the audience has a preference between one or the other, be it advice from you or stories on other finance people. It could be that you can just repackage a thumbnail and a title so that you go one way or the other. But right now, as I look at the number of subscribers you have and the views that you're getting from video to video, the audience isn't sticking around. They're not really watching from one video to the next, or at least you're not finding new viewers. And it's the lowest common denominator. What's succeeded for you in the past? And you were doing some stuff about top 5 stock market day trading fails. So that's kind of like a listicle thing. And then another listicle one here. So listicles have worked for you in the past, but you haven't done any for a while. So I don't know if it would still be successful for the channel.
I think people enjoy, seeing huge wins or huge losses. It's kind of like, it's going back to the drag racing channel we saw earlier. Maybe people were watching because there were crash videos, right? Like people want to see carnage. So if you were to do more videos like that, you could lean into those 2 extremes. But yeah, I know I got really hung up on the live streams there, but I agree with you, Rob. I think for the video on demand content you are doing, I guess a lot of it feels unexciting. The reason I got hung up on the live streams is because that to me is the most clear, exciting thing that's going on. Right. Like you're trying to make $30,000 from 300, which sounds awesome, but everything else is just kind of like, what about it? Like, why would I watch this video?
NGB Jordan Bowens there. Bowens. Let's move on to a gaming channel. So we use the claw yet again. Pick out channel 429. I don't
All right,
think
how
we
did you do that? How did you do that? How did you create that sound, Rob?
I'm not telling you. I don't want to get myself in trouble. We don't have 429 gaming channels yet, so we'll just do the latest one. So, Dan, obviously, I'm going to let you lead on Blip. Blip's channel, it's a fun channel name to say, isn't it? Blip. And I don't know what the channel is about, Dan.
Great name for a pet channel featuring a cat.
Yeah.
But it is a gaming channel, and I'm seeing Stray, which is a cat game, actually. Is that everything we know so far? I'm like, is that out? I want to play that. Okay. Everything we know so far about Ghost of a Tale. So it looks like you're trying to get in on some games before they're released. Okay. Opening 27 video game chests. Okay, now wait a minute.
That's actually a cool idea. I don't know why it's only just come out.
What video game though?
From 27 different video games.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was opening 27 chests from one video game.
I assume it's from different video games. Yeah,
there's Zelda
from this terrible game. From that game.
Okay, so I guess what would have been more clear there is if the thumbnail was a little more.
Yeah, the thumbnail really lets it down. I love the idea, but the thumbnail's terrible.
Yeah, I think it should have been. You should have taken 3 of the games and put them on the thumbnail, like chop up the screen to 3 sections, so it's clear that you're going to open chests from a number of different video games, and the number is in the title. So that's an interesting idea. Where do you take that though? What if that video got 100,000 views? What would you do?
27 shotguns in different games. That's where I would take the idea. Like 27 of the same thing in different video games.
So you're always doing like 27 things, or it could just be number of things in video game. It doesn't need to stay 27, but yeah, you're constantly showing similarities between a lot of different games. It could be the ultimate way to do a multi-game channel. A lot of channels that are new struggle with playing multiple games. That could be your way in. You're doing something really unique. Now, this video is 0 views and it just released, so we're just kind of getting way ahead of ourselves. But every time you upload a video, I want you to be thinking, what if this video took off? What would I do next? How would I follow up on this video? What if the Stray video took off and you didn't follow up on it, right? Like, Stray isn't even out yet, so you could be the channel that covers it front to back before it comes out. So you're making videos about not just everything we know so far, but you're getting into the details, like 5 things you missed in the trailer and 5 things I hope Stray has when it releases, and all, you know what I mean? But each one of these games you have on your channel right now is a different audience entirely. You have to assume that it's going to be really tough. It's going to be really little crossover between these games, and we want you to build up a base of returning viewers. So you're just starting out, and this is a really strong start, I would say, in terms of videos on your channel. But that's our general advice for gaming channels. We want you to be constantly trying to appeal to the same type of viewer.
I've done this a couple of times when they've apparently mashed up 2 different trailers to video games. That could be an interesting approach, although so far I've seen nothing but Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, I've not seen any Alan Wake at all.
And I think it's all of the same sound and stuff.
So is that really a mashup if you've taken... Well, where's the Alan Wake?
Yeah, I haven't... Is it in
versus Alan Wake?
Is it in the music? I don't know.
It's confusing. I think if I were to click on that, I would just be really confused. So try also not to confuse your viewers. It looks like they're trying to take a very creative approach to a gaming channel, which I do respect and appreciate. But I think the advice we give here just still stands. Who's the audience here for this stuff?
And it's chilled people watching video games on YouTube as of now. But yeah, this one intrigued me. I think I like the idea of like showing the same thing in different video games and then you have the comparisons. I think that could be really intriguing. Given how many chests I've opened in different games, it could be cool.
Yeah.
Let's move on to the next channel. And here we go. Channel 250 now. And this is a non-gaming channel. All right. What have we got here? High Dominoes. I think. Oh, hang on. I'm not going to find it that way, am I? Oh, look at that. You're on YouTube. You're on YouTube search. I guess I should actually check if this is the right channel. I shouldn't just do that. Let me get it from where I'm supposed to get it from. Yes, it is the right channel. So YouTube Shorts, Dominoes Action. Okay, so I already want to see the dominoes falling over.
Yeah, we're really focused on that
Come on.
music.
Get a move on. Hurry up.
Next.
Next. All right, let's try another
I'm just kidding. I would have swiped away so quickly.
Let's try another one.
Okay.
Not interesting enough.
Right.
This one's got 2,500
Doesn't
views.
it feel like cheating to have them on that device too?
Again, get a move on.
It's pretty intricate.
I don't need to see different angles. Destroy it. Come on. This is a shot. There we. Thank you. Oh, so satisfying. Domino ASMR. Love it. So, how long has this channel been up, kicking around for? Okay, so the new to this journey. I was being very brutal there, but I was just putting myself in the shoes of a viewer saying, this needs to be amazing and this needs to happen fast, because I already know the concept of the channel, that it's impressive domino builds and then knocking them down. And so just listen, that for the viewer.
You just really like dominoes. That's all. You weren't trying to be brutal.
Sure.
No, but Rob brings up a good point though.
Yeah.
There are YouTube shorts, you all. They're like less than a minute long videos. You don't have time to have a setup and a drone shot of the domino. No. The moment that video starts, the domino should be falling. Like, what are we doing here? Like, no.
Well, this is like an intro to a video.
Here's my suggestion if you're going to do if you're going to do a dramatic like pan over, dramatic music, please. Like,
sure, yeah.
building up. So that way the audience can feel it. They're getting drawn in with every moment because they can see the song is about to crescendo, which means those dominoes are going down. So use the tools you have at your disposal. Here's the other thing I'll say. I've been trying to learn as much as I can about YouTube Shorts. And one thing that I'm seeing is YouTube themselves is very, very interested in people using their tools to create the content. So if you were to use the YouTube Shorts creator within the YouTube Studio app, not the Studio app, sorry, it's just the regular YouTube app, you could take a pre-made short you edited in Premiere, but you put it on your phone and you upload it to YouTube, okay? As long as it's 15 seconds or less, you can use YouTube's library of songs that are approved. You can use their text features and other effects as well. And YouTube is strongly recommending people do that. And for me, that's just like YouTube screaming. We like when people do that. We like that people use the tools that we built and use them in YouTube Shorts. So all that to say is if you were to challenge yourself to make these videos no longer than 15 seconds, you could put them on your phone. Here we go.
Sorry if I was too loud. I can't adjust the volume on Shorts.
But the dominoes start falling right away. But you could put them on your phone, and you can even utilize YouTube's trending music. And trending music gets people to stop swiping because it's trending music and they like the songs they're hearing. That is so cool.
So that's what you're up against. This is I know you're not there as a creator yet, but that was what, 5 seconds?
Yep.
It's interesting as a loop. It's got exciting music. The camera quality, production quality is quite high. So Havesh is probably a creator you're already aware of in your space. That is your go-to channel to get ideas and start to build your own.
Yes, I would be looking at those creators. I say these videos need better lighting. And I think if you were to, again, challenge yourself to use YouTube's tools, which means shorter shorts, and we're talking from going from tens of views, or maybe if a video gets 2,000 views, we're talking about getting tens of thousands of views once you kind of get this right. But you just started. This is a really, really strong start. You already have shorts over 2,000 views. Definitely don't give up.
That's right. That's true. Yeah.
You have a talent for setting these dominoes up in a really cool way as well. So you have all that stuff. That talent is there. Now it's video production quality.
Artemis 1. U.S. flag. Space launch system. The moon. Sort of.
So my challenge to user creator would be to make this video 75% faster. Oh, it didn't work either. Oh, fail.
I would play into that too.
But you can play into it. It's like that. That's one way to destroy your dominoes. There we go. All right. So that is Occupy Dominoes. Sorry, Viper. Dan and I just seem to jump in there with like all sorts of enthusiasm and ideas. Did you have anything else to add? Or
Oh, thank
just move on?
you all covered it.
All right, then let's move on to the next channel. Okay, I haven't got my sound effects set up just yet. So here we go.
Oh, no, 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 no.
Yeah, it's channel 100.
Very long sound effect.
This is a gaming channel this time. And Viper, you can lead if you want. Is my internet broken? Come on. What's going on?
I can't wait.
No.
What is happening here?
Let's try again. Is that channel 100? I've got to check now. Right. So channel 100. Yes, it's Garth FF.
Excuse you.
Yeah. Thanks. Go on, Viper. You can lead if you want. But if you're struggling, we can throw it over to Dan.
Garth FF played one daily video. Subscribe and free. Okay.
No. Subscribe.
Uh,
Not subscribe. Subscribe.
right. Yeah.
It's like a suspicious subscription. Like, I'm not sure if I should. I'm a little suspicious.
Yeah. You might want to fix the spelling on that. But looking at the videos and everything, let's see. We got KFG free hip hop bundle. Then you have a short of some random. What in the? Oh boy. Wow. Free new event.
Sorry to go really off topic here, Viper, but does that look like AJ Styles to you?
A little bit, yeah, with the beard, yeah.
Anyway, moving on.
Snipe song, Disney. What is? Wow, I'm so confused right now.
So it's clear you're having to think and try and figure out what this channel is about.
I'm
isn't
so
it?
confused.
Whether it's because of the thumbnails are too chaotic or the titles are a little impenetrable. Dan, you've had a minute. Any ideas from you?
Dan shaking his head.
I'm going to need a lot more minutes. It looks like these thumbnails have come from like a lot of different creators. It looks like a lot of different channels have made these thumbnails.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on in them too.
What game is it? Still no clue.
Yeah. So it looks like they're uploading stuff to YouTube, and that's fine. I think, especially at first, for trying to figure out what do I want to do on YouTube. But when it comes to advice from us, we tend to end up going the direction of like, what, who's this channel for? And I hate that that's all, like, when I see channels like this, it's all I have to say, but there's no focus here.
All right, so I think the game might be Free Fire.
Mm-hmm.
Or Fire Free Fire. And I suspect this might be a game that's very popular in India. And the reason I say that is because I think this channel is an Indian channel. And when I do a search, I'm seeing a strong Indian influence, I think, at least in the YouTube faces. Or I did, yeah. So I think this might be popular in a certain part of the world, which leads to a certain style of thumbnail. But then it's left us.
There's a Grand Theft Auto thumbnail, like, which is confusing. It might be about the same game, but we're not. I guess, yeah, that's what's like hard to see. There's also games about like winning diamonds, and there's like a slot machine, and is that the same game? I guess it would help if I knew more about Free Fire.
And then there's the random short of something going on.
Yeah.
Okay, so there's one out live video here with 22,000 views. You've got a new item in the game. And I would say that's a thumbnail that I'd say the title and the thumbnail is something that I can just about get my head around relatively quickly.
Right.
I think this is another good example. I think that's quite a good thumbnail, actually. It's very clear. You're telling people you got an excess number of something in the game. You have a shop space.
Yeah.
So I'd say those are two good thumbnails and two good titles that are more clear than what we're seeing on a day-to-day basis. So I'd be looking at them. I think maybe like trying to include emojis and somewhat SEO stuffing in the titles. It seems to be too much going on for me.
Yeah, just be more clear about what's happening and try to avoid posting for the sake of posting, because it seems like, because sometimes it looks like you're covering totally different topics, and that's going to confuse the returning viewers. They're not going to come back. So yeah, that's a really good call out. I guess Free Fire seems to be the flagship content on this channel, and then when there's no Free Fire to do, it's just something else I'm just going to upload. Especially, you're also holding yourself to daily views. It looks like you're consistent with that, but this is what happens when you promise people something like this, like daily. I said I would upload daily. I have to upload daily, but you're leaving yourself no time to sit down and like come up with like some creative ideas. What are people in Free Fire struggling with right now? What's a new thing that's going on in the game? Like, you have to allow yourself time to, put out content that people are going to want to watch. Don't just put out content for the sake of putting it out. So I think this is a good example from where we're sitting anyway, that of daily videos harming a channel in their creativity. I'm not saying daily videos are making the YouTube algorithm upset or anything like that. All I'm saying is it's harming their creativity.
It's leading to a quality of content that's not serving the viewer as it should do.
Yes, that's a better way to put it.
All right then, Viper, let's get something for you to sink your teeth into, a non-gaming channel.
Shots fired! Shots fired!
All right, just playing random sound effects now because it's the thing to do. 272. This channel is Love Electronics. Oh, this might be a tech channel. Strap yourselves in. Viper's going to have a lot to say about this one. 1,360 subscribers. Hang on a second.
That is not a tech channel.
This is not a tech channel. This is a Resident Evil VR channel. And that is quite clearly, are you a gaming channel? Yes. This is a wrong form. Go here. And then you proceeded to fill out the form.
Boo.
Not how this works. Not how this works. You don't. The rule is clear. If you put it in the wrong place,
womp womp.
You don't get your channel audited. So 245. All right. Let's see if we can try this again.
Oh boy. Dynamic
pencils.
Oh, you're not going
hang
to
on.
link? What do you...
Get a link. Yes. Oh, sorry, Dan. You are right.
That's a very risky move. Search their name in Google.
You are right. All right, dynamic pencils. All right, this is not, I repeat, this is not a gaming channel. This is a non-gaming channel for a channel with 100 subscribers. Phenomenal thumbnails, I would say. Viper, well, what are your first impressions?
Yeah, thumbnails are phenomenal. The problem with channels like this is that I always say, no matter what content you're doing on YouTube, if you want to build an audience, you have to provide some type of value. So I'm struggling to figure out what value this channel offers to a potential viewer. You talk about making drawing for like 48 hours. Okay, I mean, well, what does that do for a viewer? Like, what does the viewer get out of you sitting there drawing for 48 hours? I don't know. It's just weird. And then you said you customized the Mac Mini and didn't happen. I mean, actually, that's your most viewed video, so you might be on something there. But yeah, I say surprised my son with a custom iPad. Okay, yeah, oh man. Ooh, so you submitted your channel. So because you submitted your channel, you want to grow on YouTube. So my advice to you is to figure out how to craft your content in such a way that it provides actual value to a viewer. Maybe you can show what's that?
Sorry.
Play a prank on my son by smashing his
I'm just trying to play the video while you're talking.
Okay. So maybe you could like show us like what are some of like the skills or whatever that you're using to make the creations or something, or teaching the viewers how to customize their iPads like you did. Something that gives people a reason to rock with you and come back time and time again to watch your content. Because I mean, yes, it's cool that you have all these artistic skills and you can draw for 48 hours, but what do I get out of that? Like how does that benefit me as a viewer? And I'm not really seeing that here. And until you can figure that out, you might have problems. Although, I mean, hell, you got like what? 7 videos, I think? Like, no. Yeah, you got 7 videos, or no, 8 videos. You have 8 videos, and you got 100 subscribers. So, I mean, hell, you're on the right path. Not many people get 100 subscribers in 8 videos. So, yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah.
So go ahead, Viper. Go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, I'm gonna pass it off to Dan.
Yeah, I was too, Dan. What do you reckon?
I love the thumbnail in the middle. These are all nice looking thumbnails, objectively speaking, but that is a YouTube thumbnail to me. The other thumbnails, although they look nice, the artwork is very busy in a good way. Like for the art itself, I'm saying the art is good, but for a thumbnail, it's bad because it's busy and it's hard to know what the heck I'm looking at. The iPad one, you should have done the iPad thumbnail exactly like you did the Mac Mini thumbnail, because that made it clear, like crystal clear, like you're going to paint this thing. And I know what that thing is. And the iPad is already painted. So you've kind of given away what I'm going to get in the video. And it's so hard to see the paintbrush. It's so hard to even tell it's an iPad. It just looks like a painted rectangle. It could just be a canvas. So you have something really, really interesting here. But I think I would go back and just remake the thumbnail and see what happens, to be perfectly honest. I like this concept of like taking your really unique art style and putting it on things. And I think the things that you put it on could help grow the channel. I think you start with tech like Mac Minis and things like that. And then you move on to smartphones, Nintendo Switch, like just expensive items. You're just going to paint the crap out of them. And I think that's awesome. But you should continue this thumbnail style of paintbrush against surface like that is familiar, right? And it's, look at the colors on it. They're so blown out and nice, like not blown out. They're so like vibrant and nice. And that's awesome. So that's what I'd be doing. If the channel is supposed to be satisfying to watch because you're painting like household tech items and stuff, if that's like the niche you're going for, then that's the clearest way to convey that.
Let's bring in another opinion on this channel before I have my thoughts. Introducing Travis, welcome.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi,
How are you
everybody.
doing?
Hello, everybody.
Travis.
How's it going? Hey.
We're good. We're into the random channel selections, and we're looking at dynamic pencils. And I just wondered what your thoughts were on this channel with amazing thumbnails, but no traction yet.
I love the third one. I customized my Mac Mini, and then this happened. Like, first of all, I think the titling is amazing. I think the thumbnails.
Well, hang on, just 1 second on that, because I didn't want to drill into that. I customized my Mac Mini, and then this happened. I think, and then this happened means nothing because there's nothing teased in the thumbnail.
Well, I was literally about to say that the only problem is the thumbnail is because while the title is cool, like the thumbnail doesn't tell me, it doesn't really tell me anything. And by the way, it says customizing and there's no customization on the Mac, the actual picture of it and stuff. So I was talking to a guy who does thumbnails like professionally, and he said some really interesting things. Like, it's nice to, when you're, coaching and stuff, to talk to the people that are specialized in different things and get different kind of perspectives. And one of the things he said is that the thumbnail earns you the right to have your title read, which I had never thought of it that way before. Like, I'd always, it stops. We always talk about stopping the scroll, but it's more than that. It's that thumbnail earns you the right to get your title read, and then the title usually should get that click right in there, right? So the thumbnail is really cool here. It's kind of visually appealing. You look at it, and again, I like the time. Again, the title's too long because it's going to get truncated. That's the only problem with that. But it also, there's not a connection there. Another thing he talked about was, what's the connection between the title, thumbnail, and then the video? Where is this? Because there's a guy who does this customization thing, like millions of subscribers. I forget what his guy's name. What's the guy? Yeah, ZHC. That's him. And he's been doing this stuff for years. And if you look at his thumbnails on his titles, like it's great. Like, look at the one little stroke thing with the color. You kind of see what's going on. Like, there's just some really cool stuff going on here, and you have an idea between the two. So I take a look at this channel, take a watch on his videos, see kind of the editing style he has. Really, really cool channel.
So the one suggestion I had for this channel was, again, going back to this customized mini Mac one. What I would do is customize the mini Mac and then send it to MKBHD or Austin Evans or another big YouTuber, and hopefully get some sort of reaction to them. Because I think right now you certainly have talent, and you have I think when I was looking at this video, like this video is really well edited. When you just look at the first 15 seconds of it, lots of jump cutting, throwing the iPad on the floor, starting the artwork on it. There's time lapsing going on there. And this is all in the first, 10 to 15 seconds. And then stopping the music with this bit. I think that's all brilliant.
Yeah.
I think the problem is that right now, because you haven't got an audience, people aren't that interested in what you've done for your son, or you haven't included your son's reaction in a thumbnail. Dan, you were talking about here. It's very difficult to actually tell this is an iPad, just because of the way.
Exactly. I was literally going to say that. Yeah.
And so I think trying to get a bit more generalized, reaching out to creators who are probably going to find this stuff really cool, is where you may want to look next to get a bit more clout. And of course, consistency. My guess is it takes a very long time to make these videos, and you've only done 4 in the last 6 months. So you're just not having the opportunity for consistency. So whether you have shorter videos, shorts, short clips, that might be something to experiment with as well. But I feel as if this channel does have a lot of potential.
Yeah, definitely.
All right. I'm going to load up the next channel, which is going to be a gaming channel. This is going to be channel 327. Travis, you are more than welcome to chime in.
Someone's at my door. Hold on.
Good knowing you. See you later.
So much for that.
That was Travis for 3 minutes.
It was nice seeing Travis again.
Nice seeing Travis. All right, gaming channel. It's Alex975. Dan, some good views here. All right, interesting stuff. What are they doing that's working?
Looks like they're doing Minecraft modded content. Oh, interesting. Okay. So not only are you doing Minecraft modded content, but you're doing Minecraft modded content on the PS4 and Xbox. So this is even I'm interested in this because I wouldn't know where to begin modding Minecraft on a console, because that's Minecraft Bedrock Edition. It's different. It's just different. So there is inherently a lot of value here for anybody who plays Minecraft on console. I guess what is holding you back a little bit is, I think, PS4. I think the more time that goes on, the more time PS5 kind of takes the spotlight. So just be aware of that. Like eventually you'll want to pivot to PS5 Minecraft, I would say. What I would also say is, does it have to be Xbox and PS4, or can it work with any version of Minecraft Bedrock Edition? Because then you can get rid of these, I'll be honest, kind of ugly logos that are taking up your thumbnail. If it's just Minecraft Bedrock Edition mods. So I don't know, coming from a place where I'm not exactly sure how to mod Minecraft Bedrock or console, that's just like initial thoughts. You put it in every thumbnail, the logos, and I don't know if that's like a good thing or not. Some videos it makes sense. Other videos it's kind of hard to see anyway. Like it almost shouldn't be there. Interesting. Pixelmon on the Xbox and PS4. Wow, I didn't even know that was a thing. Okay. So yeah, there's a lot of I think they're providing a lot of value in the modded space. I'd be curious to see. Yeah, here we go. Custom skins. That one did really well.
Nice time with Dream.
Yep. Texture packs did well. X-ray. So the very low-hanging fruit, you kind of covered that. How to get shaders on Minecraft PS4. So you did that low-hanging fruit stuff, but that was 10 months to a year ago. Could you cover that again? Like, does it really take 10 minutes to do that? Because it's a 10-minute video for something that I don't think should take 10 minutes. I feel like a tutorial like that could be 2 or 3 minutes. So have you gotten better at creating videos to where you can cut that down? You can repost that video. You can make a new one, a new version of it, and post that again. That'd be some quick views for you.
Any other thoughts?
Yeah, like I just want to see better thumbnails in the end. I think the text is hard to read sometimes. The logos are hard to see sometimes. And what you're offering to these creators or Minecraft players is super valuable, which is awesome.
Cool. Why is my Discord going nuts? I'm gonna have to quit that. I don't know if you can hear that sound effect in the background.
We can definitely hear it.
Yeah, right. I've now turned it off. All right. With all of that being said, folks, I have something very exciting for you, and it's a new section of a live stream that I'm calling something along the lines of this. Yay! It's question of the week. I spent an hour on that yesterday. Dan, that's the placeholder, but I want you to do a better one maybe next week. So let's just listen to it.
Thank God you're asking for help on this, because I like that song. That sound's gonna haunt my nightmares.
I'm sorry, Viper. I just had to make an editorial decision and put Jeff in there, but I'll also do an alternative. Anyway, the question of the week is going to be this. I'm going to try and start this as a new section of a live stream, and you'll find out why when we finish this conversation. We're going to talk about it for 5 minutes, right? And this can go in any direction it wants. But someone in this live stream has asked the following question, and it is, Unviralass, what software do you use for thumbnails? And I'm just going to open this up to the 4 of you to start a discussion, and I may try and steer it in ways that I prefer. 5 minutes, here we go. What are we using for thumbnail creation?
Ooh. I use Canva, but that's because I'm no good at it.
We got to unhide Travis here.
I am using Photoshop for mine, and I think Canva is like the go-to, and I definitely support that if Photoshop is something that you're not willing to learn. I always say Photoshop is for me because I'm like a control freak, and I just get so much control with Photoshop. It's ridiculous.
I love Photopea. People are saying Photopea, which is great. It's basically free Photoshop on the web, basically.
So awesome. I use a couple of things. I use something called Studio, which used to be called Over, but now it's like GoDaddy Studio or something like that. And I use that to get the direct dimensions for the thumbnail. But once I get the dimensions, I put that into Affinity Photo on the iPad, because I do all my thumbnails on my iPad. So I actually put the direct dimension thing in the Affinity Photo software, and then I usually create the thumbnail with Affinity Photo, which I think is very good. It's a Photoshop alternative, but you only pay one time for it.
I use a combination of Snagit, which is more a screenshot tool, but it allows you to do a lot of things. So I'll use it for the basic elements, and then I'll often take those elements into Photoshop. Similar to you, Dan, where I'm a bit of a control freak, and Photoshop just allows me to do a lot of things, even though I only know how to use 5% of Photoshop still, I would say. Because some things are really annoying, like you can't crop images in Photoshop, or I don't know an easy way to do that. I guess a follow-up question to this is, does it really matter what thumbnail piece of software you use? Because like, I know you said, Travis, that you just use Canva because it's simple, but do you think it creates still the thumbnails that you're satisfied with?
Yeah, I mean, sometimes, but I think yes, I think you can absolutely get like great thumbnails from, because it's just a tool at the end of the day. That's like saying, do you like the house you built with the hammer? Was it the hammer's fault that your house fell apart afterwards, or is it that you don't know how to use a hammer? So
you've had experience of this, have you, Travis?
I don't live in that house anymore. It's a tool. So ultimately, if you have the skill and kind of the time, you can make great thumbnails with anything, darn near.
Yeah.
I think technique is the thing people should be educating themselves on the most. I found a lot of technique tips from watching Photoshop tutorials. You could watch Canva tutorials and pick up similar things, though. Like, learn whatever software you want to learn is my advice. But you should go back to like even beginner level tutorials, things you feel like I know how to do that. Sometimes you pick up things like keyboard shortcuts in Photoshop I never knew about, and I've used those same tools for years, but never knew how easy it was to use them until I went back and watched beginner stuff. And then also the way they frame their thumbnails. Oh, I never considered that or that. So I've been trying to do a lot to educate myself on making better thumbnails, and sometimes that'll be in the form of learning specific techniques, and sometimes it's just focused on the software I'm using.
Okay. So we're figuring out that maybe the software, while it can enhance your abilities and get you to do advanced stuff, it's more learning the concept of making thumbnails that's more important. So I guess if I was to go across the room here and ask the three of you, if you was to give one piece of thumbnail advice just to help people if they're brand new to YouTube, what would that be? Let's start with you, Viper, and keep it relatively simple. What would be your first piece of thumbnail advice?
Be aware that most people are watching YouTube on a mobile device. So when you are constructing your thumbnail, make sure it is viewable on a mobile phone.
Lovely. Travis?
Contrasting colors are super important, especially in the ones that work really well, for sure.
I just want to say as well, Travis, I know you got a new camera, but the microphone, you sound delicious today. Really
well. So it's the same mic as last time, but I'm using that software you told me about a while back. That voice meter.
Yeah, very good. Dan, your thumbnail piece of advice?
I would say simple is better. So 3 elements is almost too many elements for me. I like to try and figure out 2 primary elements to a thumbnail, and don't try to explain your whole video by just slapping together a bunch of stuff on your thumbnail.
I have no idea what the animation is going to be at the end of this. I'm very excited. My piece of advice would be, as an experiment, try making the thumbnail before you make anything else. Before you press record, see if you can create a thumbnail that's going to help direct your video. Perfect timing. Oh, wow. I should have had a sound effect attached to that. Now, why did we just have this conversation?
Well, it's because it was...
True. True. But another reason we had that conversation is because we have launched a brand new service for all of you creators who are watching today at a phenomenal price, which is going to allow you to ask these type of questions and allow us as experienced creators to share our thoughts and our advice. And it's called vidIQ Max. And Travis, you're here to tell us a little bit more about why vidIQ Max is so awesome.
Yeah, I mean, look, at the end of the day, you want to grow. I know this about you because you've told me a billion times. You've told us on the live streams a billion times. And sometimes you don't understand exactly what it means when we say some of the things we say on the live stream and you have additional questions, which we can't get to. Sometimes the live streams on Wednesdays help you with that. Sometimes you can't get your questions answered. What if you could not only get the information you need to grow, but then also ask those questions and have it answered by someone who knows what the heck they're doing? That's what vidIQ Max is. It's our new group coaching offering where you can be a part of a growing community that is absolutely doing some phenomenal things. We've actually had some really great success stories already. We had one person in the first 3 months, like triple their subscriber growth and their view growth, like right off the bat, like killing it. And for $3.30 a day.
What?
Stop drinking that coffee and get yourself some of this growth.
There's a link.
There's a link in the description, I think.
There is a link in the description. I don't want to be on full screen. There we go. The link is in the description. It takes you to the plans page. And so this is what we're looking at, the new column here, vidIQ Max. And to say that you get group coaching, you're going to be talking to Travis, Jeff, Alexi, myself, Dan, and Viper on occasions when we can squeeze in time. I think maybe we're going to be trying to commit to once a month, something along those lines. But you're going to be having, is it bi-weekly group coaching sessions?
Yeah. So here's the thing about the Max, which is great, is because my team actually created it. We have obsessed about making it the best deal in YouTube for growth. We promise 2 hours every single month, but we always go over that. We always, without exception, give you at least 3 hours, sometimes more. And plus Discord, which is a private Discord just for the people in vidIQ Max, where we answer questions every single day. It's crazy. And literally, like, if you really think that your YouTube growth is going to happen just by looking at your channel and hoping that the next thing happens, I'm here to tell you there's hard work that's to be done, but there's people around that want to help support you in doing that. And it's the most reasonable price in the history of YouTube. it's vidIQ Max. And as soon as we get that cool stinger video going, we're going to play it probably right here, but we don't have it right now. So there you go.
So remember, we spoke earlier about the tools that you have, the title generator, and then a thumbnail preview tool that you get with the vidIQ software. You get all of that on top as well. So it's not just the coaching. You get all of our vidIQ tools at the same time. So it's about it's like another $30 a month, I think. So like for an extra $1 or $2 a day, you're getting this personal interaction with us here at vidIQ. And Travis, I don't want to jump the gun here at all, but I reckon, this offer is not going to last too long at this price, is it? I think we're probably going to get it to capacity relatively quickly, or we're going to realize we're selling the farm here, and we need to make this a little more expensive. But the introductory price right now is really, as you say, it's one of the best offers on YouTube.
We've had a lot of people sign up right off the bat. And the thing is, there is no other offering like this that offers Boost, anything like Boost and coaching at the same time. There's a lot of other programs out there. They'll be $250 for an hour or $500 for an hour. There's some really expensive ones out there, but they don't give you anything like vidIQ to help you with software. So we're combining both. And again, it's like $3 a day. And by the way, if you already have Boost, then it's like $1 a day extra, or $1.50 a day extra, which if you already have Boost, then you need to be in vidIQ Max. Just done deal.
When Travis was talking about committing to at least 2 hours a month, that stacks on top of each other. So we've been running this now for about 3 or 4 months. So we already have tens of hours of previously recorded conversations. And
100%.
Try and imagine it as if you went to a conference and you get a super valuable presentation. Like Alexi did one a couple of months ago.
Incredible.
Which was amazing. And I've actually watched it a couple of times to get advice, because Alexi is just amazing. Alexi, all credit to him, he's terrible in front of camera. He doesn't know how to crop himself. He's always like this on every single video. But
it's true.
He knows his stuff. He knows his stuff. Viper, sorry, what were you going to say?
No, I was gonna say I've listened to a couple of the group coaching calls myself, and they are legit. Some of the stuff that we are talking about and that we show you and teach you in these calls, mind blowing things that I have never even thought about as it relates to YouTube. So this is definitely an amazing value that you're getting right now, and I would highly recommend you all take advantage if you were thinking about it.
Yeah, that channel that they're talking about, it was 3 months. And now they're killing it with a new channel. And the thing is, like, everyone's growth is different. We're very honest about that. But this literally happened in our group. It literally happened. Some person came, did things that they heard from group coaching, and all of a sudden their channel is doing things that it had never done before. And the other thing is, to Rob's point, if you were to sign up today, you have like 12 hours of content you could literally sit down today and watch. It's not, I wait to the next call, which you can do, but you literally today have 12 full hours, more than that, probably like 13 or so, that you could just sit down and watch and learn today and start implementing today. So anyway, enough of that shill. It's in the description below. If you really want to grow, the opportunity's in front of you.
Yeah, and we appreciate that not all of you can afford this or any other product.
Maybe we'll do a contest one time and give away a free month at some point.
I think that might be something we maybe do, give one away once a month. But when we're providing this as extra value, like these live streams are not going anywhere. We're doing this channel audit live stream today. We'll be doing our usual channel audit live stream tomorrow. None of that's going away. You still get all of the free content here on the channel. But for those creators who want to take in the next step, they've got maybe just monetize their channel. Where do they go next? I think group coaching is probably where it needs to be at. And speaking of the message, I mean, we can show it, Travis.
What if you had a whole team of coaches and creators to help guide and support your YouTube journey?
So we've built more than an extension.
We've created a whole support network.
Upgrade to vidIQ Max today.
I just want to play that. Thank you. We should have all been like this.
He's so funny. It's so true. He's all the way down this chair.
Poor Alexi. Poor Alexi. All right. So, let's get back to some channel audits. We have got a little bit of time left. I think the only way we can do this is through the chats. So, what you need to do, and of course, we're only going to use one chat message today. Put in hashtag vidIQ Max once and only once into the chats. We will count you as an entry, and we're going to draw out some channels to be audited in the next couple of minutes. Only do it once.
Also, make sure you do it exactly as you see it spelled out here.
Yeah, and I'm going to turn on slow mode to stop people from just spamming the chats. You just got to type it in once, and we're going to get some channels out.
What's the hashtag? I can't see it.
Sorry, Dan.
We got to send this clip and send this to Alexi.
That's your problem.
Oh, man. Brutal.
All right. We got 100 entries. I'll draw it, but don't worry, I'll draw some more in a few moments as well.
Oh, God.
Still trying to get my drum roll sound effects aligned. Oh, get in there. Perfect. Occupy Clan. All right. Let's see if we can find.
Oh, I think they were on last week. I think they got savaged or something.
Nice. Well, let's
or
unsavage
said
them.
hello or something. Goodbye.
Are they still recovering?
No, they didn't get savaged. They got their shout out. That's what it was, because I remember that.
Wow.
There we go.
I'm sensing some Minecrafty stuff. I don't know what MCC 21 is.
Minecraft Championship 2021?
Is it? Really?
There was a Minecraft Championship, but wouldn't you want to cover this year's? This is a lot of content for 2021.
I don't know what that is.
There was, I think there was like a Minecraft Championship that they did. But I think they did it last year. I don't know if they're doing it this year. It's kind of weird. So it looks like they're taking content, the clips they see from other creators, and kind of hosting them on this channel, which can be a bit tough because you're having to rely on other creators' work to kind of support your channel. And hopefully those creators are okay with you doing that. Hopefully you've gotten permission, but I'm seeing Ludwig and stuff on there. Have you sat down, sent Ludwig an email to see if this is okay? There's a lot of different creators represented on this channel, it looks like. And I think that's kind of the whole thing. It's like taking my favorite clips from creators I like and putting them here.
Yes, it's not original content. And so you're always relying on the intellectual property of others.
Yeah.
And that's either going to be stopped when one of these creators isn't happy with what you're doing, or, where is your unique identity as a creator on YouTube?
Yeah, the thing I'm seeing too that I don't love is that you're putting a lot of time into grabbing these clips and they're not getting the views you would want. There are some that took off, it looks like, when you went to most viewed.
Yeah, let's just have a look at most popular. I'm
8
just
months
curious,
ago, 4
is
months
there any
ago.
editing going on here, or is it just literally a clip?
Stop punching my bow.
I would suggest that's unedited content. It's just a clip.
Yeah,
taken from somewhere else.
Yeah, I think the problem with something like, there's a lot of problems with content like this, but obviously the thing is who are you really subscribing to? If people like that content, they can just go subscribe to his real channel. So why would they subscribe to yours? If you aren't the face of the channel, in other words, if you don't want to do a face channel, there are faceless channels that do well, but it's still their content. It's not these other things that are shared. Now, if you just want to share the content, again, you need to make sure that you're allowed to do that. But other than that, okay, fine. If you don't want to grow, that's fine. But you're not giving anything that can't be found somewhere else. So what is the value proposition of this channel?
If it's a clips channel without transformational content, we're going to struggle to help you.
Yep. Yeah, creators are becoming more and more leery of people using their content without their permission, and it only takes 3 strikes to terminate your channel. So yeah.
Speaking of that, creators are starting to see the value in having their own clips channel. So
Indeed.
You might be taking just fun clips from longer videos, but creators themselves see the benefit in doing that, and they're doing it themselves.
Yep.
I hope that didn't drown you out, that sound effect, Dan.
We'll see.
Okay, just don't die. Like another gaming channel. Is it a big? Hang on, that's.
Oh, it's there.
That's a video rather than a channel. There we go.
Okay, they're playing survival games. So I see Going Medieval, Timberborn, Prey. Okay.
Oh, they're breaking Dan's rule.
They're breaking some rules, but that's okay.
Well, the first rule of breaking.
Red text.
You know that's a red text on thumbnail, Klaxon.
Yeah, yeah. You don't want red text in your thumbnail. It's very hard to read. Part numbers not really doing much for the viewers. They're great for your returning viewers, so they're keeping up with what's going on. But that's the only distinguishing thing in your first thumbnails is the part numbers.
Yeah.
And it's just you put something interesting in the titles, hunting for Spring's Bloom, but you put it at the end of the title. First, we had to say the name of the game. Then we had to say the episode number, spell out the word episode, and then hunting for Spring's Bloom. And some of those got cut out. Some of those titles didn't get to, the interesting bit got cut off. So titles and thumbnails need work in that regard. Your logo in all the thumbnails also doesn't need to be there. It's just an extra element that's kind of distracting when YouTube's going to put it under your videos for you anyway. So don't worry about that. And the logo of the game. For fans of the game, they should know Going Medieval and what it looks like. So you don't even need that. So I've just freed up your entire thumbnail. So the next time you make a thumbnail for something, you focus on the interesting bit. And you've done that in the latest thumbnail. Don't do this. It's really hard to see what you're pointing at, but sometimes that works. Sometimes people could go, what shouldn't I do? And they're looking at the arrows and they're like, I gotta know. And they're clicking into that. So your latest video there kind of broke that trend, which I like to see.
I just want to see what else was going on in a Going Medieval space, and it looks as if this is a video again that has some trendiness to it. Like the videos are being recycled fairly recently.
Yeah,
was I seeing that? Hang on, let me just turn off our tag. So 22 hours ago, top ranking. 2 weeks ago.
Look how interesting some of these are. Like,
yeah.
There's stuff happening in these thumbnails. And when they're zoomed out, there's arrows kind of pointing to stuff.
Yeah.
I would be going off of the example of top creators here. It looks like Going Medieval can be your bread and butter. It looks like that game has a lot of life in it. And I would be avoiding topic jumping to Prey and to, I think the Timberborn. Try not to get into doing that. I had a channel exactly like this, and I regretted not just focusing up on one game and being the authority on that game. It took so much longer to grow, covering countless survival games.
Keto Craft Kitchen is the next channel we're going to take a look at. And they are, so close to 1,000 subscribers. How can we help them make that one last step over the line? Combination of shorts and relatively short videos, 4 minutes or less.
I was letting someone else jump in because I just talked about
They got some nice views going on here.
Yeah, for a channel that's only 3 months old and 25 videos.
Can we go to the most popular videos, Rob?
I certainly can, Viper. Of course, it's the bagel.
So it looks like people are coming, or they're coming back to you for just recipes, like different types of recipes that are keto friendly that you are talking about in your videos. And you are one of the rare cases that you're having success, whether it be longer form videos or short. So you got that going on. It's
no surprise that maybe the least complicated, most delicious thumbnail has the most views on it. I think all of the other ones are a bit too text heavy with some often strange patterns in the counter style. Sometimes just it leads to that sense that there's no disconnect between the foreground and the background, so everything's always all sharp and in focus. Like this one, for example, is it's just difficult to read everything and follow all of the stuff.
Way too much tech going on for sure.
Yeah.
Yep. Like we tell you all the time, keep the thumbnail simple.
Now, what type of keto food is it? Is it desserts or is it starters? Is there anything in particular that's more successful for the channel? I haven't really identified anything there just yet.
I would say a keto dessert channel could be like a whole thing on its own. A keto snack channel. I mean, that's one thing. When you're on keto, it's incredibly difficult to snack. There's like all the snacks in the world are carbs, 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 carbs. So if you have solutions to that, that could be really helpful as well.
It's interesting that the creator has made a decision up until their last video not to be in the thumbnail.
Yeah.
but they do make an appearance in the videos.
Someone was asking, by the way, about the red text comment, and this is a great example of red text on a thumbnail and how it's difficult to read. Because look at some of these thumbnails, like the text is really small for one thing, but look how much easier it is to read the white text with the black stroke on it than it is to read the red text.
Yeah,
something about red on thumbnails just kind of gets absorbed into it.
Yeah, it doesn't blend well with most color schemes. I think red on white backgrounds tends to be okay. And then on everything else, it tends to merge too much into the into what's already there.
I'd say this is way too much text for a food channel, personally.
Yeah.
Yep.
Any thoughts, Travis, on this one, or are you?
I mean, I like food channels. It's all about looking at thumbnails, and most thumbnails for food have very little text.
Yeah.
I don't think you even need to have text on most of these at all. Some of these just look plain good, but they're like zoomed out. They're not overly saturated, which they should be. Like, you need to go there and like get real good. Keto cake. See all of those. Look at those.
Yeah.
Delish. And then compare those to what we just looked at.
So if you were going to use text, I think that is how you should use it more. That's much more striking and really jumps out. But obviously the hero here, it's all of us. What do you call these? I call these hundreds and thousands.
You call what?
You call sprinkles hundreds?
Yeah,
and thousands?
so this might be a UK thing, but or this might be hundreds? Like a particular hundreds and thousands. That's what I call them.
Just say sprinkles.
Does anybody else know what I'm talking about in the chat? Do let me know. Hundreds of thousands.
Okay, all right.
Sprinkles is a lot easier to remember.
I mean, and I call Snickers marathon.
I call Snickers trash.
All right, I'm sorry, noob, but we ain't got a cat in hell chance of finding the channel. I'll try. But it's such a generic channel name,
which in of itself is a problem. I mean, that tells you a lot.
Yeah.
So I'm looking for
side noob.
Yeah.
Noob average. And what was Steven Seagal on? That just makes me laugh for no reason.
Not to mention we are now in overtime as well. So yeah. Oh no, noob. I don't know.
Chance is gone, unfortunately. Let's draw another one.
Nice try, noob. That just sounds terrible.
Mad Flag 19. I think we've got a better chance of finding this channel. Top results. Closing on 200 subscribers. Gaming channel. Deep Woken is a game they've been playing quite a bit.
It looks like a Roblox game. Yeah, it looks like a Roblox game. So the problem is, with Roblox games, it's always a couple things. Is this a popular game? Are people in the Roblox community playing this game? I'm assuming the answer is yes a lot of times because people gravitate towards popular games and you want to make content on it. So assuming it is, the big issue I have here is that your titles, especially the titles, but also the thumbnails, aren't giving me like a reason to watch. Like Deep Woke Vagabond Oath Idea. Words like Vagabond Oath Idea, 3 words I've put together in this title and no context to any of it. Even if I was a fan of this game, I just don't see how an audience member would be relevant. So like, what is the video about? And that needs to be clear in the title and the thumbnail.
I know this is a different game, Dan, but at least this one doesn't have to make the viewer think. I immediately know what I'm getting into here. Update on this game. Oh, maybe I'm going to see some new weapons. Cool. I'll click on it. Yeah.
It looks like they've kind of started to try other games because the Deep Woken stuff isn't really taking off. Let's see. Yeah, this is what we should do.
It looks as if it has. I mean, if there's a channel, if a second ranked channel has 4,500 subscribers and 7,000 views, this is a golden nugget of a game that I would be looking at. There we go. That's proof that this game has a lot of audience and not enough videos to serve it right now.
Yep.
So I would be jumping into this just with better titles and thumbnails.
Mm-hmm. This is a skilling up kind of moment for you. I I think you should go back to doing deep woken content. You even have a couple videos, like one took off for you with over 1,000 views.
Yeah.
That was a good place to be if you're still into that game, of course. Deep
22
Woken is a
subscribers,
terrible game.
3,000 views.
Look at the one just below it, 21,000 views. Deep Woken is a terrible game, 8,000 subscribers. So they're calling you out, and people are mad, and they're watching that video. They're like, "No, I love this game," or maybe they agree. Like that's the kind of thing. Like, oh, I think
this gaming channel is in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
But their execution isn't there yet. So you've got an opportunity. You got to try and figure this out fairly fast if you can.
Yep. Absolutely.
Yeah, and I haven't made much content in the last week as well. Like only 2 videos on deep working in the last month. Oh, there's opportunity there.
Yeah.
For all gaming channels. All gaming channels. If you want to start a new channel on deep woken and you can really get into it, you might have some success.
You got to skill up. That's the thing. I don't say this to be mean. You're all here because you want to grow. You got to skill up. Those thumbnails need to improve. So don't look at tutorials on how to grow on YouTube. You've done that now. You've watched this video. Now go look at how to make a better thumbnail, how to write a better title. Start skilling up.
Folks, we've reached the end of another 2 hours of live streaming channel auditing action. I'm going to ask you the following question. What are you going to do after this live stream? Whatever it is. Maybe it's relaxing, chilling out. Maybe it's working on a thumbnail. I'm going to tell you what I'm doing right now. I am going to go have my lunch, and I'm also going to watch episode 3 of Band of Brothers because I remembered what an incredible television series it is.
So good.
I haven't watched it in a few years, and I'm going through it again. And you know what's really funny is that it really annoys my wife because if you're not watching it, but you're in the same room, obviously it has really annoying sounds, all the gunshots and whatever. And it's the same as when she watches TikTok while I'm trying to go to sleep. So I'm calling it a bit of television revenge. Travis, what are you doing after this live stream?
I got a lot of work on vidIQ Max. The Discord is, we just had in the last 7 minutes, we've had 2 people sign up and get into Discord already. Like just in the last 7 minutes, like I've literally been putting them in the Discord. They now have access to a private Discord. I'm telling you, we're filling up fast. We've had a lot of people. Today has been a record day for signups. Y'all better hurry.
Viper, what are you doing next?
Viper about to eat some food. Viper's hungry.
What are you gonna have for your food?
I'm gonna go pop a pizza in the oven here.
Pop pizza. All right. And then Dan, what are you doing after this live stream?
I have a meeting.
Oh, how boring is that? How boring is that? Okay, so what are people doing? Let us know. So we've got PS Row D there about to make dinner. And what else are people doing? This Mike Matthews is going to hit the like button. That's a good answer from me. Somebody thinks that Viper's going to go sleep. I don't know if that's true. I mean, how are the notifications? Have you been hitting him up on Twitter? Do make sure to annoy Viper for the afternoon with all the tweets.
Not do that.
We've got Enigma Plays Games going to the store to get some cough drops.
Oh, I hope you feel better.
Slavgard Manga going back to work. Starstrike is making a video, and Nevi we've tired this chap out. They're going to sleep. And unfortunately, I'm afraid, yup TRP, you only just got here and now you're about to go. Dan, what's happening tomorrow?
We are going to be talking about ways in which you could take one video and use it multiple times. We're talking about repurposing your content both on YouTube and beyond.
Nice work. Thanks for watching. See you soon.